ending with disappointingly 7 losers, including the likes of Cipla, which lost the most value of the day with 7.69%. Share price depreciation, followed by Centum investment on negative 0.66%, and then followed by Nation Media Group on negative 0.47%, and Equity Bank on negative 0.27%. There were no gainers as of yesterday by closure of business, and Omeme recorded the highest volume of 700,000 traded shares, followed by Bank of Baroda at 16,000 traded shares, and Cipla or Quality Chemicals 10,000, and MTN Uganda at 650,000. Now, regarding the performance of the Uganda Securities Exchange market indices, the benchmark USE all share indices paired 1.62, and that is a 0.13% points, to close at 1,215.0.6, representing a 1-week loss of 1.2%, a 4-week loss of 3.61%, and an overall year-to-date loss of 14.47%. The Uganda Securities Exchange Local Company Index also depreciated by 0.26% to 268.60 points. That is in as far as trading stocks is concerned. And we cross over and go to Forex, and let's check out how we are doing. Remember, this is by closure of business yesterday, and we expect that when business opens today, we will definitely be giving you the updates on what exactly is happening now. As of yesterday, closure of business, the US dollar buying was at 3,735.29, and the selling was 3,749.29. Now, that is by opening. By midday, it was at 3,734.92, selling at 3,744.92. Now, by closing, it was at 3,734.75. Also, the selling was 3,744.75. Now, if you are someone that takes note of some of these things, maybe it's time you check which time you want to go and get that money. It could be in the morning, it could be in the afternoon, or in the evening, depending on what works really well for you and when you think the value it will be giving you better. Now, when we go to the Great Britain pound, by closure of business yesterday, buying the Great Britain pound was at 4,436.62. Selling was at 4,448.50. Now, the euro by closure of business yesterday was at 3,840.75, and selling was 3,851.03. Now, the Kenya shillings as of yesterday closing was at 30.56, selling was at 30.64. The Tanzanian shilling, as we were closing, it was at 1.60, both buying and selling. Well, that is what we have so far in the forex trading. In case you are interested, we're going to be crossing over, giving you the traffic updates, and ensuring that this Friday morning you don't get stuck in jam. We all do know that when it closes to Friday, I don't know what happens, but I think everyone takes out their car because it's getting into a weekend. There is usually too much jam, and because of that, we are here to give you updates on where you should be passing and what's the best route that you can use for you to be in position to get to your workplace, especially earlier, or even hit that appointment that you had made for the early morning. The traffic updates. watching Smart Men's Business now. We are in Mbarara, just to let you know. So if you are watching all the way from the land of milk and honey, you know what I'm talking about. And the traffic updates is going to be the traffic updates are going to be coming from Mbarara, taking you straight into that very beautiful district for you to see what happens on these roads and how best you can maneuver through when you get to that district. I know there is people that have never been there, so yes, you might want to find out how it's going this morning. And of course, our cameras and our correspondents are already there. As you can see, that is Sonko from Mbarara telling us, is going to be telling us what is happening at the moment. Sonko, good morning.
Muriremta abantu b'Mbarara Oriota Akandinda Chantal, how are you doing, Uganda? Good morning. A very good one. I'm coming to you live from Mbarara at the Amahembe Gente, the iconic roundabout. And I can only tell you, business in Mbarara moves on swiftly every other day. Just a very busy city is Mbarara, as you can definitely see. Now, right behind me is the iconic Amahembe Gente roundabout with this particular cattle-like structure in this particular situation, and this is more of a sculpture of a cow, I should tell you. And on the other side of my left is Mapisi Akapisi the highway. That's the street of in Mbarara. Getting to know more about that particular one. A bit tricky with the name, but on the other side is Mbaguta Street. Mbaguta Street is on my right hand, and on the screen you'll definitely be seeing it on your left. Then behind this particular roundabout is where you'll definitely be seeing the high street. Now, to take you through a little bit about Mbarara is that the fact that most of the business people in here are really busy. They woke up as early as 6:30 a.m. It's a busy city. In one way or the other, you can easily see that everyone is actually quick to move to their places of work in that regard. But also, when you look at some of the others, the borders, one of the things I noticed here in Mbarara is that most of the border people also have reflectors, unlike some of the things that we noticed along the journey to Masaka City yesterday evening. And also, on the other hand, you can see everybody's actually rushing. There are people actually having some bus stops over, heading to either Kampala, heading to either Masaka or the nearest workplaces in one way or the other still. But business is as usual, as you can definitely see or experience, because we are here now in the western part of Uganda to be bringing you every little detail regarding business. And that is exactly what we are doing for you here this early morning, as early as 7 a.m. as you actually getting it. Now, the other particular road, as you're seeing, is the road that is actually bringing you into the city of Mbarara, as that is the same route that connects you to the Kampala city. Not only Kampala city, connecting you to the nearby areas in there, Liantonde, mention of areas like Masaka, all those particular areas close to that, Nyendo, and everyone is actually coming in from there. Now, everyone who comes inside here now is already being ushered into Mbarara city. And apparently yesterday, if I am to tell you something, one of the biggest things, and you definitely want to experience, is we did try on the famous Makoma, which is the famous bongo milk here in Mbarara. And of course, it's top-notch quality, if you ask me. I was with a few of the team members, Smart 24, and we've got to experience some of it. And it's pure quality. If you could call it plain yogurt in one way or the other, a glass would go for around 1,000 to close to 2,000 Ugandan shillings. That is how fast you could definitely be getting it. And as we're moving in, there is a city. This is a busy city, I'm telling you, though some of the streets currently are having closed shops, but later on, I think, but around 7:30 to 8 a.m., most of shops will be open, but as long as you can see now, this is the high street. The high street having some government offices as well. The Mbarara High Street, famous Mbarara High Street in here, and one of the most famous businesses in Mbarara as well is the hotel business. Pretty much lots of lodges are in here and hotels that are situated in Mbarara. But besides that, there are also some government offices. There is the NSSF office in Mbarara. There is as well the Uganda Communications Commission office in Mbarara as well, and also Mbarara has got other government offices. The Ministry of Internal Affairs has got a branch in Mbarara. And with the high street, you can see the Airtel Service Center. We have the Sanlam Insurance here. There's Total, Mbarara High Street. As you can see, a busy one it does look like. Most of the shops are not yet open, but as you can see, people are already moving up and down to start a new day in Mbarara district, Mbarara city, where we are. Yes, and currently, as I was telling you, we're just standing at the Amahembe roundabout, the iconic Amahembe roundabout, by giving you a view and a feel of the city and how busy it does look like. Yeah, and to all the viewers of Smart 24, we do tell you we are dedicated to bringing you every little detail regarding business. Now we are in the land of milk and honey, the land of lots of business opportunities, and of course, because we are a television that drives business, we make sure that we're giving you all that matters business. We're giving you all these details from one space to the other. And of course, we've been telling the people in Mbarara here that television yomushubuzi, giving you all that matters business. Channel 372 on DSTV, and we are channel 394 on GoTV as well. So if you are definitely getting us on mainstream, you can get all those particular channels here. And also, if you want to give more updates, you can find us on stream. That is on GoTV, rather on YouTube channel Smart 24 TV Live. It's been a busy one here. A bit of a busy street here with the borders that are actually crossing up the road. But of course, this is now this is the Mbarara High Street, if you're to ask me where we're at. And of course, it's not that busy yet because most of the people are closed. As you can see, most of the shops here are closed. The pharmacies, look at the electronics shops here in Mbarara, most of them are closed. But pretty much, if I would ask my camera person to ideally show you what is happening behind him, is that there are people who are actually boarding, and they're actually boarding to either head to Kampala, and head to them. I would wish to speak to some of them as well to understand how business is moving on in Mbarara, how they're coping up with the situation here and there. It's quite a busy one, and more like if you could see how it's happening from the situation here and what is going on. I'm going to talk to some of the gentlemen here to at least give us some of the details here. The gentlemen are boarding a taxi heading to Kampala.
The morning is great.
You know, I'm trying to get some quick Runyankore words since I came to Mbarara. How is the morning normally here in Mbarara?
The morning is really always good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I didn't ask your name. What's your name?
I'm called Bright.
Okay. Oh, now you are boarding heading to Kampala, or you're heading to the nearby districts here?
I was here greeting my friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you work with
I work within, yes.
Okay. So how is business normally in Mbarara since you work inside here? How are people picking up? Because we've got to realize people are now already up, and most of them are now opening up their businesses. Is this the usual day, or is it because it's Friday?
It is the usual day. Normally, that's how it's always been. But yeah, business is always started in the morning. Yeah, like a usual business thing. Yeah, wake up in the morning, you go to work, hustle.
All right, and we at Smart 24 TV are in Mbarara for close to 3 days to tell you more about business, and we're on DSTV channel 372. We're also on GoTV channel 394. Please do tune in and watch more business content, because we'll be giving you all that matters business. Thank you very much, and have a good one. Okay, as you can see, some of the other people in here are boarding heading to Kampala. So the business world never rests in one way or the other, and everyone boarding heading to Kampala direct. So that means there are people who are actually boarding from Mbarara coming back from Kampala coming back to Mbarara. So it's a busy city, as you get to see. People are waking up in the morning. It's still 7, and most of them are already opening up to start a new business day. There are quite a number of things that you could definitely experience here in Mbarara. I did tell you yesterday I tested the famous bongo. And the name that I was told is that it's called Amakomo. Yes, top quality yogurt, I would say. Top quality plain yogurt, not tested any before. And I would tell you, if you come to Mbarara, you will definitely want to have that feel if you are a business person. And lots of businesses are open in here. There is a street that is actually quite famous with details to do with furniture, and of course there are lots of things that are happening. But now we are along the Mbarara High Street, where you can definitely see most of the shops, like I did say, are still closed up, but most of the shops in here are into service. You can see the banks, you can see the MTN service center. I think by 8 a.m. most of them will now be open. These are shops that actually, or businesses that are into, that are closely into what we call service, or giving out or rendering services to most of the Ugandans here in Mbarara. So closely as we are summing it up this morning with the traffic updates here in Mbarara City, I will tell you we're going to be giving you all that matters today. Just stay tuned to Smart 24 TV. As I head back to Chantal Kandinda, I can only tell you one thing, Chantal. By the time I return on the show on set, I'll have some serious Runyankore with me, and I'm hopeful everything will be good indeed. Have a blessed day for everyone who's just watching us, and kickstarting off your day with Smart 24 TV. Later on the show, I'll be giving you more updates on ground in Mbarara City. Good morning.
Uncle, well, I must say you're getting into a little more training. The word, for example, is amakamo, not the other way around. The letters were a little bit interchanged, but it's okay. We shall excuse. Hopefully by the time you get back to set, definitely you will have got a hold of it. Well, that is what is happening in Mbarara, and more updates will be coming in, so make sure that you stay with us. If you have people in Mbarara, or if you're looking to do business in Mbarara, maybe you might want to stick around and see how things are done that side. But it's about 23 minutes past the hour of 7 a.m. and shops are still closed in Mbarara. What does it tell you about business? We shall dive into that at a later point. This moment, let's get into our press review. Let's find out what is in today's papers. And with me is a copy of the Daily Monitor and the New Vision. The Daily Monitor, according to President Museveni, is the bad paper, according to President Museveni. And I don't know which one is the good one, but we shall leave it at that. And the headline on today's Daily Monitor says, officials used rats to eat COVID-19 cash. We all do remember the 8 million rats. Yeah, 8 million shillings per rat, yes. Those are the rats that are being talked about, and a forensic audit report by the Auditor General states that the Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovations violated procurement rules, contracted firms that were not pre-qualified to provide services, and bought fewer rats than budgeted for research during the COVID-19 pandemic. The full story is on page 4. You may want to find out all the details herein. Away from that, government to train 50,000 city borders. And we brought you a report yesterday, but you can find also details in the Daily Monitor on page 2. Roger Miller gets a special World Cup award, and legend FIFA has given Roger Miller an award for being the oldest football player to score a goal at the World Cup. Miller was 42 when he scored a goal against Russia at the 1994 edition of the tournament. On page 44 is where you'll get the details. If you are looking for jobs and tenders, in today's copy of the Daily Monitor, you will find some job opportunities and tenders, so make sure that you grab yourself a copy of the Monitor. Now, Uganda signs a pact with Vietnam. You're going to find the full story in today's copy of the Daily Monitor on page 5. It's where you will know what was included in this pact that was signed between Uganda and Vietnam. Just briefly inside today's Monitor, how police busted gang targeting borders, and 3,507 cases of motorcycle thefts were reported just in 2020, compared to the 4,292 cases in 2019, and according to the annual police crime report of 2019, this is according to the crime report of 2019-2020, that is the financial year. And then away from that, Minister tasks officials to explain the role of Entebbe land, their role in Entebbe land dispute. The land question still stays. On page 4, like I already told you, that's where you're going to find the details of what happened to the COVID rats. Yeah. Then Uganda-Vietnam signed cooperation deals on page 5 is where the details are. Also celebrating 120 years of dedicated service in printing and publishing, Uganda Printing and Publishing Corporation in today's copy of the Daily Monitor. Besigye outlines tactics for change of regime. In case you are interested, the Uganda Human Rights Commission launches app to report rights abuse, and also magistrate courts close for 2 days. Find out why. And respect judicial independence, and this is going to be on page 12 in case you are someone that is interested. And there's so much that is happening in today's Monitor. Locals build bridges after government fails to fix the broken ones. And we are seeing this in Busamaga Ward, that is North City Division in Mbale City. Then COVID, 75% of people with disabilities not vaccinated. That is an update. Mushenyi leaders, UNRWA clash over Mbarara Ishaka Road. On page 32 is where the details are, and on page 33, rain wreaks havoc in Mbarara. Find out the details in today's copy of the Daily Monitor. In case you are interested, you can grab yourself a copy. Also, in today's New Vision, companies rush for 25 trillion Uganda shillings oil deals. Now, 2,700 farms registered, 61,533 workers employed, and the full story is on page 3. Grab yourself a copy and get the details now. Vision Group pays 494 million shillings in dividends. Page 4 to 5 is where you find the details. Uganda, Vietnam seal deals in ICT. Now, how celebrities are used and dumped. 47 to 48 are the pages where you'll get the details. And if you have students who are in all of, especially those that have been promoted to senior 4, then you have senior 1 biology and mathematics here, and senior 2 Kiswahili. Then why England needs Kane against USA, that is Matters World Cup. Well, on page 3, on page 5 is where you're going to find the details of the dividends and the profit margin up. Vision Group pays 494. And East African leaders give M23 rebels 1 day to surrender in today's copy of the New Vision. Land fraud. Government creates system to protect banks. So much happening in today's papers. Please grab yourself a copy. Probably only 2,000 Uganda shillings, and you'll be able to know what is happening across the world. I cannot go further than that. When we come back, it's going to be Karibu East Africa. Let's take a look at what is happening across the East African countries.